So you see that in the window, for example.
It says exhibition.
Yeah, it says exhibition only.
It's a normal watch.
If they get out the window and they go and sell it to the next customer who actually is on the list for it, you can effectively be on a minimum of 3 waiting lists for these watches.
A lot of people haven't realised that. They still think the grey market's a ridiculous premium.
So you could effectively, like you said, you could be getting between 12 and 18 watches per annum.
A lot of people think that if you go in as a watch lover, they immediately think you're a flipper.
Yeah.
They just want enthusiasts.
People hide the serial number and the model number, but they don't hide the 1st of August 23. And the issue then is, hi guys, welcome back to another episode from GMG Watches. Today we want to talk about Rolex authorised dealers and what they don't want you to know. So my name's Lee and this is...
I'm Chris.
Everyone's met Chris, so he's here for 4 more weeks. We're going to make the most of him. He's going to tell us a little bit about what he believes and what I believe the Rolex authorised dealers don't want you to know. So the first thing, how they threaten you about blacklisting you. I mean, this is the thing, isn't it?
It's kind of a big stigma, isn't it? Everyone's like, Rolex is going to blacklist you. You're never going to be able to buy another watch from Rolex. But what they don't understand is that it's not Rolex that's blacklisting
It's
you.
not Rolex. That's the thing. People say Rolex are going to blacklist you. It's not Rolex at all. Rolex don't actually care, do they? It's the stores, isn't it? So it's like Mappin and Webb, David Robinson, Goldsmiths. They're
all the retail chains. They're the ones that hate flippers. Rolex don't care. Rolex just make watches.
Which is why I think the stigma of you're going to get blacklisted. Also, let's face it, they're not looking for Datejust. They're not looking for even Batman.
Yeah, it's the bigger people.
Exactly. If you're smart, you're not going to put it out on Instagram. You're not going to put it out on social media platforms. If you're a flipper, a good move is to take a couple of pictures early on, isn't it? So you've got a couple up your sleeve, so at least then if the AD does ask you or sees you on your Instagram with a picture of the watch, you've got it. But ultimately, they're not going to blacklist you, not unless you're blatantly caught flipping the watch.
And that's why a lot of people decide to sell it by themselves on eBay.
Yeah, stupid move. I don't think Rolex or the authorised dealers are actively searching the web looking for you. But the common mistake people make is, you get like, say for example, a Rolex Rose GMT, straight out the AD on, let's just say, well today's the 1st of August. Yeah. So you go and get one out the AD 1st of August. People hide the serial number and the model number, but they don't hide the 1st of August 23. And the issue then is that Rolex only supplies so many watches out the door, so it's not very difficult for them to be able to tell what Rolex Rose GMT went out on the 1st of August 2023.
I mean, there's not going to be that many sold on one day.
So they narrow it down to like the 3 or 4, 5, 6 customers that they sold those watches to on that day, and they just find you easy. Don't make that mistake. Don't be foolish. Don't put yourself in a position where you can get caught, but ultimately don't believe the hype in terms of being blacklisted.
I think the fact that the pieces that are coming out are like Datejusts, and some lower end pieces are actually moving. So that these kind of unattainable Rolexes, and you've got to spend 20 grand and useless stuff you don't want to buy, but they don't really know that.
We're calling it out as bullshit, aren't we?
Yeah, exactly. Stuff is moving.
Yeah, contrary to what people say. I think the other thing as well, I think that the way they want you to believe that there's a 3 watch per year allocation.
Yeah, they said they can't do more than 3 watches per year. Linking in with that, if you want more than 3 watches per year, just go with another AD.
Exactly.
Make sure it's not in like the same
chain. Yeah, go into a different chain, or put it in your wife's name. Put it in your brother's name, your son's name, your mother's name, your father's name, and if they have to go in, they go in, but ultimately let them build that relationship with you as well.
If you've got 3 people spread through 3 ADs, that's 9, and then that's, you could have 18 watches, 21 watches coming in here.
I think the other thing for me is they're not as well trained on the watches themselves, I don't think.
Yeah, I've had loads of bad experiences with ADs. Yeah. This is a Rolex, it's a GMT,
they just don't know.
They don't know what they're about.
They don't know, exactly. They come across like they do know, they come across like they're well trained, and they also, want to sort of make judgment calls, is it? They want to kind of prejudge you or pre-assess you.
I mean, they're going to be really judgy whatever way it goes. I think I've heard that they're told to be like that, to kind of be a bit...
Yeah, they keep themselves at that level of we're above you. Yeah, but really the truth be known, if you go in and you be personable and you be friendly and you be yourself and you be a watch lover, which again, don't be afraid to be a watch lover. A lot of people go in like, I don't know what Daytona that is. I think it might have the brown dial, and really it's a chocolate dial. Go in and be yourself. They want to supply you as a watch lover. They want your watch lovers to be the buyers, so a
lot of people think that if you go in as a watch lover, they immediately think you're a flipper.
Yeah.
They just want enthusiasts.
Of course they do. And build a relationship. Don't be afraid of building a relationship, because that's what they want. They want to welcome you into the family. It's the same way in the grey market. We don't just want to sell you a watch. We want to know who you are, what you're about, and we want to understand our customers.
Well, I think there's loads of people think that all ADs are evil. A lot of them, you know, are nice and they genuinely want to give you a watch. So just kind of play into their hands a bit. When it's the point where they're asking you to buy 20, 30 grand's worth of jewellery, that's just where...
That's where you've got to say, whoa.
Is it?
Yeah,
might as well just go grey market.
But at the same time, you've got to play the game a little bit. I mean, ultimately, if you want to actually climb that ladder, you have to, and this is not shit, but buy a Tudor or a Breitling or you know, even maybe a Tag. You have to be able to spend some money on other brands other than Rolex.
Work your way up a bit.
Work your way up the ladder, exactly. And I don't think there's any harm in that, as long as you're buying right and buying what you want. I know it's hard to say you want a Breitling or a Tudor, but there are some that are great to have in the collection, or Amigas or whatever. If that same store sells Rolex, you're on your road to the Rolex. You're on the road to getting the Grail watch that you desire. And also same with diamonds and jewellery. I mean, another good trick is if your brother or your mum or your dad or one of them's going to go and buy jewellery, if they could go into that store and buy it in your name on your account, then that would help your spend and that would get you further up the ladder. So there are some tricks that can help you improve your standing with these authorised dealers. But one thing that gets to me more than ever, and this is why I can't play that game, is this whole exhibition only piece.
There's no such thing.
Exactly.
I mean, I've been told that some watches only have that the skeleton watches have no movements in them.
Yeah, well, exactly. So you see that in the window, for example.
It says exhibition only.
Yeah, it says exhibition only.
And it's a normal watch.
They get out the window and they go and sell it to the next customer who actually is on the list for it, and that's probably what they do when they get to the new release or the next delivery. I'm pretty sure it's bullshit when they say we only get a delivery once a month. I'm pretty sure the watches are coming in.
They're having watches in all the time and out.
It's funny as well because we've been offered, I was telling someone this morning, in the last week we've been offered I think 3 or 4 Rolex Rose Daytonas chocolate dial, 116505, but yeah, it's a discontinued watch.
And there are still the discontinued models coming out.
Well, that's because either Rolex held them back from the dealers themselves, or the inventory's just been in store for the last however many months and they're just throwing them out and using them as bait, you know. So ultimately these watches, they are available, they are there.
Especially the pieces that are going under retail on the grey market, they are going to be the ones that are easy to get. I mean, no one's going to get that first time from it, but what's going under list now? Olive's going under list?
A lot of these pieces are going under list from us acquiring them. I think we'd be selling them at list price or thereabouts. And it's funny because I got a Rose Oysterflex in the other day, Rose Yachtmaster Oysterflex the other day, and the retail on it's 24.5, and I think we're selling it on our website for 23,950, 2023 brand new. Ultimately, we're selling below list on a lot of pieces, and that's the way the game is at the moment.
A lot of people haven't realised that. They still think the grey market's a ridiculous premium, but it's not where it was. I mean, I think you said it best a few weeks ago, people are getting the watch at the right price.
They don't want you to know that you can have multiple waiting lists. You can be on a waiting list with this. I think there's 3 chains in the UK. There might be some independents, but there's the 3 chains. You can effectively be on a minimum of 3 waiting lists for these watches, and you could also in theory be in with your wife's name, your mum's name, your dad's name, so you, without taking the piss, you could easily be on 2 or 3. So you could effectively, like you said, you could be getting between 12 and 18 watches per annum on being a good consistent flipper,
and if you're smart with it,
and not being a greedy flipper as well.
There will be some gateway pieces. I mean, I think the biggest thing is just don't be an idiot.
So where do you start then? What Datejust probably the best place to start?
I mean, Datejust. No. You're not going to get a mint dial. You're not going to get a blue dial. No. I'm guessing it'll be more
white, silver.
White, silver,
rhodium. Also good, don't be afraid to get
bimetal pieces.
Yeah,
bimetal pieces.
There you go. But you might take a small hit, but don't buy smooth, buy fluted. As long as you buy fluted, you're good. So any sort of Datejust, even 36 or 41, get yourself on the ladder with something like that you're more likely going to get a bimetal. So there's a good start.
They will offer you ladies' watches.
Get a ladies' watch. Ladies' watches sell pretty well, believe it or not.
I don't think there's even much waiting list for
They take a little less. That's a little bit of a hit, though. That's the thing. But listen, anyone can always hit us up, send us a message, ask us whether or not it's worth buying. You can do that anytime. We're on WhatsApp all the time. Kieran, Chris, and Bobby. Although Bobby's in Spain enjoying himself right now, but I'm sure he'll answer you. So the other thing that's important for people to know, I think, is that you can wear a Rolex watch when you go into store. Don't be afraid of proving your worth, proving your value, proving that you can afford a Rolex watch and that you're a Rolex buyer and lover. Tell them the story if you want. Tell them, where you got it from. Even if you got it from the grey market, don't be afraid of talking about the watch and enjoying it.
Yeah, I think it also helps with the AD if you come in with a story saying, I bought this from the grey market, but it's like 10-year wedding anniversary or something. And I want to buy a watch, because then in their mind you think, I know this is like this is something to remember a date. This is going to stay with you for a while, even if you sell it.
No, that's true. That's true. Give them a reason. Give them a date to work to. Obviously, try and make it 3-4 months in advance, but also just give them options as well. You know, like don't be adamant about what you want. I wouldn't say change your mind. I'd say be adamant about what. Remember, you can put yourself down on a waiting list for what? 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces.
Three pieces.
Yeah, there you go. Just 3 pieces, and be adamant about what you want. Don't be afraid of going back in there every couple of weeks. Don't be afraid about wearing a couple of different watches, even if it's not Rolex, when you go back in. And don't be afraid of just saying, making a relationship, remembering, what they like or what you spoke about last time. And I don't know, if you've got a child, take your child in, make them...
Be nice. Be nice.
Exactly. Yeah. Kiss some ass, it might get you somewhere. But but we wish you all the best of luck. We hope that these tips and advice might have helped you to get on that ladder. And if you are going to flip, remember there's only one place to flip your watches to, and that's ourselves, GMG Watches.
Thanks everyone for watching another video. We hope you enjoy it as always. Everybody who entered the Chamaze competition, you will be being contacted early next week by Chamaze to let you know if you've been successful with the 20 tickets. But don't worry, we're giving away another free 10 tickets this week. Just comment exactly the same, I want to win a Rolex, in capitals below on this, and then text your name, your email address to the number which will be down below. If you do want to go and get more tickets, head over to www.chamaze.co.uk and you can enter as many times as you like, not only for a Rolex but for loads of other amazing things. Please make sure you like, comment and subscribe on this video, and we will see you next week for another video. Obviously I'm Kim.